live outside here at Hastings Stadium in Guelph. It is another edition of the Highway 7 rivalry. The Kitchener Panthers are in town to take on the Guelph Royals, the fifth of 6 meetings on this regular season. Mark Perry alongside Zach Benoit. These two teams have split the first 4 games of the year, and tonight, well, two teams going in opposite directions. The Guelph Royals, they've been roughly around 500 over the last little bit, as they're coming off of a short 4-2 defeat last night in Brantford, while the Kitchener Panthers are coming off a 17-2 defeat in London 24 hours ago. Kitchener, it's been tough sledding for them as of late, Zach, as these two teams match up again for the 5th time on the year.
Yeah, the Kitchener Panthers currently sitting in 8th place in the CBL this season. They're currently also on a 8-game losing streak. So if you're a Royals fan, you're a Royals faithful, you understand. They are getting the Panthers at the right time here. Last game out wasn't the way that Guelph wanted it to be, especially coming off of really back-to-back huge wins against London and Barrie. You go to Brantford, you drop that game. And in a sense, you drop, again, a game back of the top 4 teams that you're trying to chase down. You would have been in contention there with Hamilton. You would have been sitting at 20 wins, possibly sitting there with Barrie. A lot of what ifs and what if. But for the side of the Guelph Royals tonight, you just got to take care of business, get back in that win column.
Yeah, when you look at the breakdown of last night's game, it was 1-1 going into the 6th inning when Brantford put a pair on the board. That extended their lead and gave them a little bit of an extra cushion. Guelph not finding the bats all too much last night, just 5 hits on the evening, and it was the top of the lineup that generated the most of it. Lo and behold, Anthony Gilbert, another hit. Miguel Geraldo, another hit, but Victor Mascai, 0 for 3, struck out once. When you look at the entire lineup, 1 through 9, Claudio Custodio also getting in there for a couple of hacks inside the batter's box, striking out 7 times did the Guelph Royals 24 hours ago. Kind of a Jekyll and Hyde. Looking for a little bit more offense here tonight, especially.
Yeah, and I got a chance to talk with Dino just before the game, and he said, even in the 9th inning, it was 2 outs. I still had a feeling we could make that comeback. It was just a lot of just kind of mental mistakes that were happening over and over again in that ball game for the side of the Royals. Dino said, I don't think we played our best baseball. I think we're trending in that direction. There's just the small parts of the game that we need to clean up. And this is a Royals team that is very much capable of doing so, of cleaning up those small mistakes. They can hang there with some of these better teams in this league. We saw it against London. We saw it against Barrie. They just got to keep their head in it for a full 9 innings and then not allow those mental mistakes. And the turning point of that game really was Nate Ochoa, who came and made his debut on the mound. He made 1 mistake, and that's what kind of led to the runs. Other than that, it was a really good outing, all-around game. Today, you're just hoping those bats turn around.
On the other side, the Kitchener Panthers, as mentioned, coming off a 17-2 defeat in London last night. 14 runs scored in the first 4 innings, and you have to think back to last Sunday's game where the Panthers gave up 30 to the Welland Jackfish. They gave up 17 on the road in London. A lot of those runs coming early, very reminiscent of what we saw against Welland 6 days ago. Kitchener, their starting pitching, quite frankly, they need a boost. And tonight, they're turning to a newcomer in Trey Cruz. We'll get more into him in just a second, but fact of the matter is, starting pitching, they really need to pick things up if they want to pick up some wins down the stretch here.
Yeah, and the biggest thing really when it comes to winning games here, especially in the CBL, is pitching. Pitching and defense are the things that will take you the longest way. You can look at these top teams. I mean, yes, the Welland Jackfish, they're doing everything right now. Offense is looking great, pitching, defense is looking phenomenal. But the London Majors, they have a great pitching staff. The Barrie Bay Cats, the same thing. The Hamilton Cardinals, one of the best. Guelph is there. They're trying to grow. But for the side of Kitchener, that's just been their one Achilles heel. It's just getting that pitching to kind of match up to what their offense has done, because they have a guy who's leading the league in average in Malik Williams.
Yeah, and Evan Elliott got the start last night. He gets chased out of that game after going 3 innings. Owen McNeil came on in relief. He got some extended time in the bullpen throwing. I would have imagined that Owen McNeil might have been the guy to get the start here tonight if he didn't go into last night's game. But again, turning to Trey Cruz here tonight are the Kitchener Panthers. As we take a look up at the lineup for the Guelph Royals. And Franklin Torres back in the lineup, and he will be starting over at third base here tonight.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Torres back in that leadoff spot. He was dealing with a little bit of an injury. Perfectly fine, though. Talked with Dino today. He said, yeah, he's ready to go. He's been waiting and raring to go. So he's back inserted in the top of that lineup. And then it's kind of the typical 2-3-4 we've been seeing in Anthony Gilbert batting second, Miguel Geraldo third, Victor Mascai fourth, Nate Ochoa, who we mentioned made his debut last night, batting fifth, J.D. Williams sixth, Andy Leader seventh, Matthew Ward eighth, and cleaning things up is Ashton Patterson in the 9-hole.
All right, on the other side, the Kitchener Panthers, a little bit different lineup for them here tonight. Yasvani Penalve, Petey Kiefer, Malik Williams. That is a similar lineup to what we have been seeing as of late. Yasvani Penalve getting the night off last night. He gets back into the lineup here tonight. There you see 1 through 9. Malik, you mentioned him in at first base. As we're going to send it to break, we have the anthems, and then we'll have first pitch here at Hastings Stadium in Guelph.
Earned run. That's all he allowed. He allowed 4 hits in that game, and that's been the most in any game so far. Other than that, it's been 1 earned run, 1 hit in every single outing, except for that game against Barrie, like I mentioned, where he gave up 4 hits and only 1 earned run. He's been phenomenal.
And it's been interesting to see how Dino Ramel has been utilizing basically his entire pitching staff. I mean, Kyle Thomas, in all of his appearances, he hasn't gone more than, well, 2 2/3 of an inning, while Claudio Custodio as well, he's been coming out of the bullpen a lot too, but seems like he is going to be starting sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and the big thing is, they want to be able to get as many arms reps before the playoffs as possible, especially with them trying to make a push here to the playoffs. They want to just give themselves some more reps, build them up a little bit more. Talking with Dino before the game, he was mentioning to me that Kyle Thomas got a lot of work in the offseason. He actually got to work with Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer in the winter. Thomas last year was dealing with injury, couldn't really be the kind of pitcher he was hoping to be. This year, he came back. Dino was telling me he's sitting around 92, 93 with that fastball, so the velo is back in that arm.
Those are a couple of pretty big names that you get to work with and pick the brain of. So Kyle Thomas rubbing elbows with the pros, and we'll see what he's capable of doing here tonight against the Kitchener Panthers as we're getting set for some baseball. First pitch delivered is going to miss on the outside edge for ball 1, and we are underway at 7:07. Glad to have you with us. Very quickly, let's take a look at the umpires for tonight's game, as that one's going to miss on the outside yet again. David Phillips calling the balls and strikes in behind home plate. Nick Leffler is over at first, and Jeff Rose, the crew chief, is over at third. Penalve watches that one go across for a strike. Kyle Thomas, first 3 pitches delivered. Not going inside, been working a little bit more outside here on Penalve. This time he goes a little bit more in. That one's flared high in the sky, the shallow left, and the catch is made. Ashton Patterson, are you kidding me? He's done it again.
And a good job there by Patterson. He reads it off the bat perfectly by Penalve. He just breaks in instantaneously, and that from there, it's just a dead sprint to try to get to the spot. You understand that it's a floater. It's going to be dropping in there. Does a good job getting to it, making a fantastic grab.
This will bring up Petey Kiefer. First pitch he sees. Right to Geraldo. Over to first to Maskai, and that'll be the second out. Let's take a look at the defense playing in behind Kyle Thomas here tonight. Ashton Patterson out in left field. J.D. Williams and Andy Leader working with him in the outfield. You saw Geraldo and Maskai on the right side of the infield. Torres and Gilbert on the left side. Matthew Ward in behind home plate. As here comes big Malik Williams. Crushed a ball to dead center field on Friday night in Welland and tied that game up at 2. He's been one of the best hitters in the league all season long.
You mentioned it right there. I mean, Williams is having a terrific year at the plate. The 26-year-old out of Toronto, batting .420. He has 9 home runs and 34 RBIs.
He'll get pushed off the plate there.
If it wasn't for a gentleman out in Toronto by the name of Yasiel Puig leading the league in home runs and getting his name up there in RBIs, Malik would definitely be up there for a possible triple crown.
Well, one guy that's really in that conversation right now is Ethan Mann of Welland. I mean, above 400, leading the league in RBI. The home runs, he's getting close up there too. The 1-2 upstairs evens the count. Oh, the calendar has crossed into August here now, and we're starting to figure out who's going to be in contention for all these awards. The 2-2 laced over to Gilbert underneath the glove, and Malik will get on base.
That one there just kind of looked like Gilbert was expecting the hop up off the grass, but it hit the lip. It just stayed down low. There was nothing there for Gilbert. It's just an unfortunate play by the shortstop.
That'll put Malik on first and bring up Trent Lawson. Lawson's been getting a lot of action lately. Just trying to give guys extra reps. As that'll go in there for a strike. And I mean, if you're Kitchener right now, Zach, you're not so worried about trying to get guys to qualify for the postseason because you are way on the outside here. But, I think as the month of August continues, you're probably going to see a lot of different lineups for these Kitchener Panthers. The 0-1 is going to paint the outside for a strike.
Yeah, we're going to start seeing that playoff picture kind of grow more and more. And just in the instance of what team is going to look like what. These teams that are outside of the playoff, you're going to see a lot of them kind of having these guys saying, all right, who do we want here for next year? Who do we want to build around? Who do we want to grow? Who's going to be that superstar for us?
2-strike count here on Lawson. The delivery. And that's going to get through the hole for a base hit.
Good piece of hitting there by Trent Lawson. Kyle Thomas looked like he wanted to go back inside on the hands of Lawson, but he gets the hands in and puts the barrel right through the zone. It's a flat plane that he's able to take right back up the middle.
Lawson was in the 6-hole last night in London. Actually started the game with a couple of singles, so getting rewarded, being put into the cleanup spot here tonight, as here is Rafi Gross. That'll miss on the inside. Rafi struggling at the plate last night. Couple of flyouts and a ground out for him. That's going to paint the outside edge for a strike. Kitchener actually batting .370 with runners at first and second this year. As that one's going to be set foul. Should be interesting to note, too, Kitchener, with a lot of their home runs, 27 solo shots for them. Comparison, they have 10 homers with runners in scoring position, as that one misses upstairs.
This is a Kitchener Panthers team that pretty much sits middle of the pack of the league when it comes to offensive categories. Hits, they sit in 6th. Home runs, they sit in 4th. RBIs, they sit in 5th. Runs scored, they're sitting in 5th as well. I mean, this is a good offensive team. The big thing has just been the pitching.
2-2 from Thomas. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that'll end the inning. Pair of runners stranded. And Kyle Thomas gets through it as we head to the home half of the first here at Hastings. Welcome back inside Hastings Stadium in Guelph. Torres, Gilbert, and Geraldo due up here for the Royals. And they're going to take on a newcomer in Trey Cruz, the Floridian, making his CBL debut tonight. Providing a little bit of a different look here, Zach. The fact of the matter is, that's one thing that Kitchener hasn't seen a lot of, is starting pitching that come from the left side. We've seen it a lot around the CBL, but Kitchener able to provide a different look here, a lefty that can go a few innings here.
Yeah, and then again, like you said, it's a lefty that these guys haven't seen yet, so they did elect to go with a right-handed heavy lineup here to try and counteract the move by the Panthers.
And admittedly, there's not much known about Trey Cruz at this stage. When Kitchener made their announcement that he had signed with the team, there's not much known. that was put out there. So a relative unknown coming into the CBL here tonight. That's going to drop in for a strike on the outside edge. Good to see Franklin Torres taking some hacks in the batter's box.
Yeah, I was down at field level during the BP, and Torres, I mean, he was swinging the bat, doing a real good job, trying to get back into rhythm here.
That's going to miss on the outside. The native of Maracay, Venezuela. Some good numbers in the Venezuelan Winter League. Two balls, two strikes. Cruz, the delivery. Right to Scansey. He gets it on the hop. Has to bobble it, but he's able to settle it down, get it over to Malik Williams, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Let's take a look at the defense for the Kitchener Panthers. Trent Lawson, Mateo Zeppieri, and Rafi Gross from left to right in the outfield. Fuji, Kiefer, Scansey, Williams on the infield, and Junior Ibarra in behind home plate. Of note, last night, Zeppieri was actually playing out in right field while Gross was the center fielder. So a bit of a small switch on the defensive end for Pete Kiefer and his troops.
We're going to see a lot of early big hacks against Trey Cruz here from this Guelph lineup. Again, this is a guy that these guys don't have a lot of study on.
He's going to miss high and away.
You just do your best to, relay information amongst the lineup here, 1 through 9, of just what you're seeing, how he's releasing, the different kind of pitches that are coming out of his hand.
When you think about the splits from left to right, Anthony Gilbert, for example, hitting .293 against lefties and .370 against righties. That one's going to miss downstairs. Cruz gets set. That one's going to go down the line. Foul. Three balls, two strikes. The delivery. Swing and a miss. He got him. Trey Cruz, his first career CBL strikeout. And there's two away here in the first.
Yeah, Cruz did a really good job there of just kind of pitching away from the barrel of Anthony Gilbert. He went outside with the fastball to start, and that's what got Gilbert swinging through his shoes. And then right there, he goes with an off-speed low. Again, you can't hang your heads if you're the Guelph Royals for this first inning. It's a guy that you don't know, you haven't seen. You're just trying to get information on him and work through kind of your counts here.
Miguel Geraldo, now the batter, takes one way in for ball one. Pops it up. Zeppieri chasing after it in center, but it's actually going to be Gross to come over, and he'll make the catch in right center. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Trey Cruz, his first inning of work here in the Canadian Baseball League. We are scoreless through one here at Hastings Stadium in Guelph. Welcome back to Hastings Stadium as we get set for the second inning of play. Scoreless between the Royals and the Panthers. Mark Perry alongside Zach Benoit, who got in some hacks in BP today.
Yes, sir.
Trying to drop the bunt there was Epieri. Usually you see him in the leadoff spot, but buried down in the lineup in the 6-hole here tonight. By the way, that baseball that's on social media, how far did that go?
That was easily a line drive through the right side.
Infield pop-up. Picked up there by Franklin Torres, and that'll be the opening out. Any prospects to join the Royals? Sign your card? I know the deadline has passed already, but 2027 isn't far away.
The only thing that I would be picked up for the Royals would be their BP pitcher. That's about it. I had Mr. Dos Santos throwing me BP today, and he runs his own baseball company, Toasty Baseball. So
yes.
So I looked at him. I said, "So if I take you over the fence, I'm now the owner of Toasty Baseball." And he looked at me and said, "Yep."
Wow.
Did not take him over the fence.
I mean, that's
didn't get close.
That's a bold wager.
Yeah, it didn't get close, but it was fun. It was cool. Cool experience getting in there.
Here's Junior Ibarra, the catcher.
Ryan Eakin also got in there.
Oh.
Couple big swings. Now,
Eakin's doing a little bit of everything. I think it was Bat Boy a couple weeks ago. 1-1. Ibarra will flare that away.
So the interesting thing was, Eakin was just not hitting anything at all thrown at him. And then Liam Watt strolled up to the diamond, went behind him, gave him a little pointer, said, "This is how you swing the bat." He showed him right behind him. In pool, when you go and you help somebody shoot the pool cue, that's basically what Liam Watt did with Eakin. Next pitch, Eakin lines one out to right field. So Liam Watt, he might be the hitting whisperer.
I'd say just the Eakin whisperer.
Might be the Eakin whisperer. Put that on the name card.
Here comes the 2-2. That one sent into shallow left center, and in to make the catch is Anthony Gilbert.
Good piece of pitching there by Kyle Thomas. He went back inside with that fastball, and it just got off the handle of Junior Ibarra.
So bring up Zane Scansey, and Panthers, they get a couple of base runners in that last inning, unable to cash them in. And as we've seen from these Panthers, they'll strand a couple of runners early on. They'll maybe get one or two at most. But pitchers have just been really settling in against them after giving up some of those early hits, as that's going to go across for a strike.
And again, Kyle Thomas, he hasn't really been here the last couple of weeks. Like I mentioned, his last appearance was back on July 7th. And we always say the league, it's a working man's league, and that's kind of just what it kind of came down to with Thomas. But he's here now, and from what I've heard, again, from Dino and Mr. Eakin, it's just he's ready. He's ready to pitch for this team.
2 balls, 1 strike here on Scansey. The delivery. Scansey will send that one foul. Well, and that's the whole thing, right? Especially with Thomas right now, inching closer to qualifying for the postseason, needs 14 innings of work. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. High heater. Finishes it off. A 1-2-3 inning for Thomas. And we remain scoreless here at Hastings Stadium in Guelph.
Everyone dreams of being great. Only a select few can be iconic. But only one is chosen. Introducing the Chosen One from Rawlings. The all-new one-piece composite iteration of the top-rated and established Icon BB Core bat.
To be the best, you've got to bring performance from every second. The game is getting faster every season. So Rawlings made a time machine to help you keep up. Introducing the all-new Velo ACP. It's light, it's balanced, so you can pick your pitch and drive the ball with maximum exit velocity. The game's gotten faster. Your bat has too.
Welcome back to Hastings Stadium in Guelph. Mark Perry, Zach Benoit with you. It'll be Maskai, Ochoa, and J.D. Williams due up here for the Royals to take on Trey Cruz, who just need 13 pitches to get through the first inning. 7 of them going for strikes. Some good productivity from the newcomer here so far. It's going to miss on the outside.
How about the job out of Victor Maskai continuing his 25-game on-base streak last night? You know, it was a tough game.
Well, that's going to extend, it seems, as that's going to go a long way and gone! A solo blast to the deepest part of the ballpark. The Royals take a 1-0 lead.
Man, oh man, Maskai. We know he has power, but again, a lefty-lefty matchup there, and he rockets the ball to one of the deepest part of the park.
Maskai, my oh my. Liftoff, and the Royals have taken a 1-0 lead. He's having himself a season. And another one's going to go a long way. Back, and that one is going to get to the fence. Ochoa with a long double, and the Royals are starting to cook here.
And that's just back-to-back pitches there. It's the old saying, hitting is contagious, and once, you know, one person sees it, that's when everybody wants to start jumping and attacking. And Nate Ochoa wastes no time. He understands that the pitcher Cruz is just going to want to come after him with a fastball, and he jumps all over it.
Ochoa, as you mentioned, just one of the newcomers for this team. Just his 4th appearance of the year. And providing some power there. Now with the runner in scoring position, here's J.D. He had to evade that ball as it was coming inside. Good job by Junior to somewhat keep that in front of him and enough to keep Ochoa over at second.
There was a fun little kind of competition going on in BP between Ochoa and Maskai, where Ochoa, he hit one basically to the exact same part of the park he hit that double, and Maskai came up after him and he cleared the wall like he just did there.
JD is going to put that one, try to drop it in the bucket, and that's going to drop foul.
But just to finish that point, you know, the two were going at it, and Dino actually said over to Maskai, Victor, you almost let the pitcher in Nate beat you. I don't think Maskai took too kind of those words after that last.
Well, that's the old the Last Dance meme. Took that one personally and crushed the baseball in response. 1-1 here on JD. The runner's going to go. Swing and a miss, and no play there for Junior Ibarra. And getting over to third is Ochoa. And I think right there, I think that's a product of having the right-handed batter in the batter's box there.
It was that, and also just a really good read by Nate Ochoa. He was dancing off the bag, kind of took one really big hop, and then the second that leg kick went up, he just took off. And it's just a product of understanding a pitcher.
The 1-2 is going to be fouled back.
it's always about timing and rhythm, and there could have been something that the bench has noticed while watching Cruz work is that he gets the ball. It's the same kind of tempo, same kind of rhythm. He isn't really changing it up. So if Ochoa recognizes that second, he's going to take off for third every day of the week.
The infield is playing way in, and that'll miss inside. Yeah, the entirety of the infield minus Scansey basically playing to the edge of the grass, although Scansey is inching towards that spot. The 2-2. Another one fouled off, and it's going to be put off of Junior, and he's going to need a moment to recoup.
Yeah, those ones are never fun as a catcher. I mean, you can ask Matthew Ward. He's taken numerous foul balls off the leg, off the face mask. It is never a fun feeling, and I always say, got to give catchers credit for standing in there.
He's still shaking it off. Junior, he's one of the tougher catchers out there. With runners just on third base, Guelph batting just .222 on the season. But they have driven in 11 runs, 8 hits. Of course, you might want to call that a LeBron stat, but the fact of the matter is stats are everything, right?
It's always a fun one.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Throw over to third just to keep him true, but JD is retired, and there's one away.
Your right fielder, number 11, Andy Leader.
So that'll be the second strikeout for Cruz, and here comes Andy Leader, the former Panther. Infield still playing way in. Good block there from Ibarra, just keeping that in front of him. Another one drops below the zone. Leader hitting .253 on the season. He's hitting .267 in his last 5. So there's a swing and a miss, 2-1.
Good pitch there for Cruz. He tried to get Leader to chase looked like a changeup on the outside half. And then he goes inside with a breaking ball right on the hands. And that's always tempting to a right-handed pitcher, hitter.
There's another swing and a miss. Couple of very quick pitches there from Cruz.
He went right back to the well of that off-speed on the inside half. And again, it's a tempting pitch because it looks like it's a fastball coming out of a lefty's hand, but then it has that late action.
That one is going to miss inside, puts the count full. They're going to say he didn't go around. And here's the split of interest here. Andy Leader. Talk about lefty versus righty. Hitting .346 against lefties compared to just hitting .216 against right-handed pitching. Can he carve up the lefty here? In on the hands, and he'll just foul that one off. It dribbles over to the fan sitting in one of the lawn chairs.
And that more so looked like a defense hack again. It's just been a lot of off speeds on the hands here of Leader. Everything's dropping in and down. Wouldn't be surprised to see Cruz try to expand the zone here.
That one misses inside. Leader's going to take the base. Just trying to get him to swing, and Andy did not bite.
Not sure if that actually hit Leader on the elbow or not, because he kind of kept his arm in there and turned a little bit. But either way, I believe that was 4 straight sliders on the inside half, and it worked for the first 2 pitches. Give credit to Trey Cruz there, and he got an awkward swing afterwards. But again, it's kind of that thing of sequencing. You want to change up the eye levels. He's now seen 3 off speeds in a row on the inside half. Yes, he's chased 2. He watched 1 in the dirt, fouled 1 off. But you go outside here, everything's going to look a little bit wider if you're that right-handed bat against a lefty arm.
Well, this will bring up Matthew Ward as got our first mound visit of the game. That was John Rizzo coming out, the pitching coach, to talk with Cruz. And that might be exactly what he was talking to him about, just trying to change that eye level. Runners on the corners, just the 1 out. Ward takes 1 inside. And that's another one that Junior had to be extra athletic to get in front of. Cruz checks on Leader a couple of times there, keeping a real close eye on him. The 1-0 is going to be set foul. Good crowd here tonight. The grandstands are packed down the lines, filled up nicely as well. No surprise when Kitchener comes to town. The 1-1, missing inside, 2-1. Still missing with that slider, Zach.
And I understand what Cruz is trying to do here, but you start throwing the slider in like this nonstop. That's when information gets passed down the lineup. Everybody says, you see the break out of his hand, just don't swing. It's going to be something inside on the hands.
Throw on over, and Leader gets in there with plenty of time to spare.
If I'm Ward here, I'm waiting until I see that fastball.
Junior setting up outside. As that one's going to be set foul, and there it was.
Yep. You go with an outside fastball, and you get a little bit of a later swing. But it's a good fight off there by Matthew Ward. He gets a good swing off of it. He just kind of misses the barrel.
Cruz will try again. Here comes the 2-2. And that one's going to get through the hole. Base hits. Ochoa comes in to score to make it 2-0 Guelph. RBI single for Matthew Ward. Patience paying off.
He tried to go back to the well again with a breaking ball in the inside half, but when you throw that fastball on the outside and then go back to a breaking ball on the inside, that's going to speed up the hands of the batter, and that's exactly what happens there for Ward. He's able to just pull that through the left side.
So set the table for Ashton Patterson, still 1 away. Couple of checks, that one missing downstairs. And we've touched on it quite a bit. Just the way Patterson has started to cool off, especially in the month of July. Hitting just 121 last month. That one's going to go across for a strike. And as the calendar turns to August, Zach, you're hopeful that tries to kickstart something in Ashton Patterson, who has been mightily struggling in the last few weeks. The 1-1. Chopper down the line. That goes foul.
Yeah, he's been a very serviceable player this year. I mean, you put him into the lineup, the numbers kind of speak for themselves. I mean, he's been a bat you can rely on. Obviously went through that tough patch in July. But it's going to be interesting you start to get into crunch time now where the games mean a little bit more every time. And you think to yourself, do we want Patterson? Do we want him starting? Or do we want him coming in as defensive replacement? Because, again, this team loaded with talent, really 1 through 9, and on the bench as well.
Yeah, hit .310 in the month of June, had 13 hits in 42 at-bats. Went 4 for 33 in July. The on base also suffering there too. Didn't generate he walked 5 times, but your on base is only 214 in a month. We'll look to try to pick that up here, especially in the 9 hole. That's going to miss way on the outside.
It's a big grab there by Ibarra. Keep those runners from advancing an extra 90 feet.
One of the better defensive catchers out there, no surprise. Nine games separate these two teams. The delivery, and that's going to hop on Malik Williams. Andy's going to come in to score, and runners will stay on the corners, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Ashton Patterson.
Again, the calendar flips to August. What do? You just try to shake off that month that you had, and that's a good start there. Again, Grandy gets a little bit extra help there from the first baseman in Williams, where he just has it awkwardly hop away from his glove. But that's got to feel good for Patterson to kind of just get on base.
That'll bring up Franklin Torres. I imagine that's going to be an error charged to Malik. He just could not get the glove on it. Oh, they're going to give him the hit. And I think that might be just a result of a very, very hard shot right to Malik, as that's going to go out of play. Just a very hard baseball to handle. Malik usually handles those ones, but it was a hot shot.
Yeah, it looked like it had a lot of topspin as well coming off the grass, so that could have played a factor into it as well. It just takes an awkward bounce off the dirt. But it's one of those plays where, like you said, 9 times out of 10, it's a very easy play for Mr. Williams over there at first.
Still the one out. That one's going to miss on the outside. Torres, the batter, he grounded out. And the pitch count starting to rack up here. 43 now for Cruz. Pitch number 31 of the inning is going to be sent high and down the line. It's going to be in foul ground. Gross not able to get to it. Well, those early innings can be killer. We touched on it at the top of the broadcast. The runner's going to go. That one's down the line. It's going to go foul yet again. And a great catch by the youngster. If this was banana ball, he'd be out.
Tough one there for Patterson. He was leaning towards second, and he got the base. Would have had it stolen easily, but, Torres, he has to be in a protect mode. 2 strikes on him, and anything close, you just got to try to foul off.
We touched on those single inning killers. This could be one of those here for the Kitchener Panthers. And on the other side, the Royals just looking to pile it on. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Franklin Torres strikes out, and there's 2 away. 3rd strikeout of the game for Trey Cruz.
Yeah, it's a big out number 2, especially with the dangerous bat of Franklin Torres. But it doesn't get any easier here now. You got Gilbert coming up and Miguel Geraldo right behind him.
The 8th hitter of the inning. Some trouble if he's not careful. Ibarra setting up outside. That's going to miss at the knees.
How about the game going on in Welland right now? 4-4, bottom 5th. It's the London Majors taking on the Welland Jackfish. And, that game could be determining factor of can Welland lock up first place.
Hopper right to Fuji. Over to first in time, and that will retire the side. But 3 runs coming to score. The Royals lead this one by 3 after 2 here at Hastings. Welcome back to Hastings. Top third, the Guelph Royals with a 3-0 lead on the Kitchener Panthers. It'll be Yosuke Fuji, Svani Penalve, and Petey Kiefer due up here for the Panthers to take on Kyle Thomas. Kyle just needing 12 pitches to get out of the last frame. And 8 of them going for strikes, so he's really finding the strike zone here thus far, around 66% coming into this third inning of play. The 1-0 to Fuji, that one's going to miss. And Yosuke just struggling all season long, a below 200 average. And not what you want to see from a guy that, coming into the lineup last season, looked at as a power hitter. Of course, had a lot of home runs in such an early stretch as there is strike one on a 3-0 count. And his last 5 games, just the one hit, as he'll foul that one. Hitting 118 in his last 15 games. (3-2). That one sent high and into center field, and J.D. Williams gets that one on the run.
How about the start here out of Kyle Thomas? Again, a guy who hasn't really been around for the last couple of weeks. Working man's league, can say it every day with players, but he comes back into this role, starting this game, trying to get some more innings under his belt. Solid piece of work. 36 pitches through 2 1/3 innings. I mean, you'll take that every day of the week.
Svani Penalve will take one down and in. And the interesting thing that I've seen, and this has been a pattern all throughout the CBL, Zach, where a lot of starting pitching, if they're going right, they're just going 5 innings. We haven't seen a lot of these 6, 7, 8 inning kind of outings from a lot of these starters.
I think the big one that we saw most recent was Cush, Jacob Cush, going the 7, I believe it was.
Yes. But it's kind of been a rarity, at least in the games that I've called, as that one's going to go down the line foul. And I think that's just a matter of, get your 5, get in line for a decision. If you're up, you have a chance to get the win. Not wanting to burn too many of these arms. That's a broken bat right to Geraldo. Over to first in time. You can just tell by the crack of that bat. Did not get that one in the sweet spot whatsoever.
Yeah, Kyle Thomas is just doing a really good job right now, missing barrels. And that's, again, another one that rides in on the hands of a batter. And, again, breaks the bat. He's going to get a trophy there.
Here comes Petey Kiefer, who's 0 for 1. That'll go across for a strike. Hitting .268 on the season is Mr. Kiefer. That one's put into right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Kiefer gets on with a 2-out single. And the Panthers, they got to start doing something with these base runners.
And again, any runner that you can get on in front of Malik Williams is always going to be a plus. This is a guy who is just hitting the tar off of the baseball this year.
Field manager Kiefer down the line at third, given the instructions. And Kiefer is a stolen base threat too, so we'll see if he goes on some of these early offerings. That's going to go across for a strike. Good pitch there from Kyle. The 0-1. That one right by the head of Kyle Thomas, and that's a hard hit single for Malik Williams. He's on the board here with a hit.
Reached base twice so far. The last time was due to the error at
That's right.
shortstop. But yeah, I mean, terrific stuff out of Malik Williams again. That one was a bullet right back up the middle.
Just imagine being the pitcher facing Malik and that baseball's coming right at you.
Well, the batted ball information, I think just kind of speaks volume. The contact quality that he makes, 32% of the time it's a hard hit.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, right there's another one. Just shows he is a really, really strong bat.
Here's Trent Lawson, who's been a consistent bat for these Kitchener Panthers.
These are gaudy numbers that Malik Williams has put up against every single team. The only team that has been able to kind of figure him out has been the Barrie Baycats, which makes sense because he spent so many years with Barrie years prior. They know him better than anybody.
Absolutely.
But I mean, these are averages. One of them is in the 700s. He's batting 700 against the Brantford Red Sox. He's batting 500 against the London Majors. Almost 450 against Guelph. Everybody else, 330 against Hamilton, 350 against Welland, 330 against Toronto, 375. I mean, he is hitting against everybody in this league right now.
2-strike count here on Lawson. And that's strike 3, the punch out to end the inning. Back-to-back singles for the Panthers, but they can't cash him in. We are still looking for the Panthers' first run as the Guelph Royals have a 3-0 lead heading into the home half of the inning. Welcome back to Hastings Stadium in Guelph. Home half of the third, Trey Cruz is out of the ball game. 48 pitches in his CBL debut. Gets roughed up for 3 runs in the last inning. Ben Hewitt now into pitch for Kitchener. And the first pitch he delivers goes across for a strike. That one misses on the outside.
Yeah, Hewitt listed at 6'5" out of New Westminster, BC. He's appeared in 12 games, ERA sitting at 4.67.
Flared down the line. Gross going for a chase, but that's going to go out of play.
Coming off a really good appearance against the Hamilton Cardinals on July 28th. He went 4 innings, only gave up 3 hits, 1 run unearned. Struck out 7 batters out of the 16 that he faced.
And if you're the Panthers, you need that kind of production a little bit more, as that one's down the line foul. We've seen Ben have some extended outings. As this season has progressed, he's been, kind of their long reliever as this season has gone along. That one's going to miss on the outside here on Miguel Geraldo. He's 0 for 1. He put one into right field his last time up. Two balls, two strikes. In on the hands, hop there by Fuji. Over to first and in time to record the outs.
Yeah, and this is a much different look to these hitters than they were seeing out of Cruz. Now you're getting a righty who towers down the mound.
Now, does Ben Abram have the copyright on Big Ben? Or is it just a, hey, if your name is Ben and you're at least 6'3", 6'4", we can call you Big Ben? There's a swing and a miss for a strike.
I think size matters in it more than, the copyright.
Yeah.
Also, I think the person that kind of has Big Ben coined is Ben Roethlisberger.
Absolutely. But he's retired now. There's a swing and a miss. Sure, if you retire, the moniker can be retired with it. Or do you just call him Big Ben sitting in a chair?
This is interesting here. Victor Mascai, he's taking two really big hacks here against two high fastballs. That, I think that's the top hand, has slipped off the bat, both swings, and now takes extended time to try to regroup and try to, I think he spit on the glove, rubbed it in dirt.
That one misses on the inside.
I am also noticing he's using different batting gloves than he was using in BP.
Maybe that's what it is. Just needs to have a better grip on the bat here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good take there. Well, whatever he did the last time he was up, it worked. That crushing home run to the 393 sign. As that one's laced deep into right center, but this one will stay in the ballpark. Zeppieri gets over to make the catch.
Good pitching there by Hewitt. Again, it sounded really good off the end of the bat, but I'm sure Mascai would be the first one to tell you that he missed it off the end. And Hewitt, he got him to reach on the outside half.
So here is Nate Ochoa, who hit a big double back in the second, came around to score later on. He'll foul that one.
Just looking at a couple of the games around the IBL right now, down in Toronto, Chatham-Kent, Toronto, 0-0 score, top second. The bases are currently loaded with Hennis Alvarado on the mound pitching against Perry.
Not related.
And then in the London and Welland game, currently tied 4-4, bottom of the 6th.
What a battle.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Game and a half separating those two teams who are 1-2 in the standings with 15 games-ish to go.
Yeah, Smybert stands at second, Gideon at the plate, and it's currently Cassie who's ahead on Gideon 0-2.
The 0-2 here, and that one's going to drop below the zone here on Ochoa. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Throw over to first to complete the strikeout. And a good productive inning for Ben Hewitt. He goes 1-2-3. As we finish 3 here at Hastings Stadium in Guelph, the Royals with a 3-0 lead. Welcome back to Hastings Stadium in Guelph. The Royals with a 3-0 lead on their Highway 7 rivals. Mark Perry and Zach Benoit here with you as Kyle Thomas will step in for his 4th inning of work. It'll be Gross, Zeppieri, and Ibarra here for Kitchener as they try to climb into this game here, trailing by 3. And that is going to sting. Rafi Gross fouls that one off of his foot. Ooh. You can tell immediately that he needed a second there. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, those ones are never fun. Again, all the little bones right in the top of that foot. You can see he wears that leg protector, and some players elect to wear the foot guard as well, just to kind of guard the top of the foot. But, I mean, you get that off the toe or anything, it still hurts nonetheless. It is a soothing pain, or a seething pain, I should say, that is just never fun.
Second pitch he sees. Torres. Long throw to first. He'll get Gross. 1 away.
Well, good to see Gross able to kind of full sprint on the foot after that, the foul tip there. Hustles down the line. Makes it a really close play at first base.
Well, we'll see how that settles in as this game progresses. He is an outfielder, so I'm sure he'll be all right, but we'll see how much that might even factor in on his defensive side of things too as the game progresses. Sometimes that pain kind of settles in after a little bit, and you're never 100% after something like that.
I mean, ask Ryan Dos Santos over there in the Guelph lineup. He fouled one off the top of his foot in Welland a month or so ago, and he had to miss some time.
That one's flared into foul ground. Torres will go for a run, but it's going to go foul. So it looks like there's a couple of guys going down to the bullpen here for the Royals.
I believe that's Nelson Mercado, who's just taking a stroll down there. We haven't really seen any activity in the Royals bullpen. We saw it in the Panthers.
Flared right in front of Gilbert. Over to first, a dart, and he got him. Zeppieri thought he got there in time as he's going to have a quick word there with Nick Leffler. But he is retired, and there's 2 away.
Zeppieri, man, he is quick. Made that a bang-bang play over there, and he had to. Gilbert had to play that off of the big hop. Didn't want to play the 50-50. Just allowed it to play off of the hop, and he guns it over there.
And that was in and out of the hand in a hurry. A split second by Gilbert. He knew he had to make a quick throw and just threw a strike. Here's Junior Ibarra, right down Broadway for a strike. Ibarra, that's going to get over the head, and it'll drop for a base hit.
Geraldo gave it a thought for a second that he can jump up and get it, but the hit there by Ibarra just kept on climbing and climbing.
Second baseman, number 12.
Well, he's no Nate Ochoa for the height. I'm sure Ochoa might have been able to get up there. Well, here's Zane Scansey. He struck out his last time up. Swing and a miss for a strike. And the productivity continuing here for Kyle Thomas. He has been throwing strike after strike after strike. 55 pitches, just 14 balls. That one's going to paint the outside edge for a strike. A lot of good swing and miss stuff. He's been working all around the quadrants here tonight as well. No 2 pitches the same from Kyle Thomas, it seems. The 0-2. That one's going to miss upstairs. And Zach, you talked about it on the Trey Cruz side of things, the changing of the eye level, especially in this at-bat, has been really apparent to me. He's been really changing the eye level here on Zane Scansey.
Yeah, the biggest thing for a pitcher going against any hitter is you just want to have command of the three quadrants of the plate.
Ooh, a hot shot to Anthony Gilbert. Oh, that was a tough baseball, and Anthony Gilbert tracked down a heat-seeking missile to end the inning. Royals remain up 3-0 as we go to break. Welcome back here to Hastings Stadium in Guelph. Ben Hewitt still on the hill here for Kitchener. It will be J.D. Williams, Andy Leader, Matthew Ward due up here for the Royals, who continue to lead this one by a score of 3-0. All three of those runs scored back in the second. That one's taken upstairs for ball one here on J.D. He struck out in that second inning. That one's going to paint the outside edge. Good movement there from Hewitt. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, this is just a very different look here for the side of the Guelph Royals. Again, you're getting a taller pitcher and from a different arm slot here with Hewitt, and there's a lot of heavy fastballs.
Ooh, there is another heavy one for strike three. JD swinging out of his shoes on that one, and there's one away.
Yeah, snaps the bat over there against just frustration. You're trying to get yourself into a rhythm, but you kind of feel for JD in that point. You tell yourself, don't chase this pitch. You know it's not going to be a strike. You swing it up anyway, and you just kind of go back to the dugout. Just, what was that plan right there? Not what he wanted to execute at all. But we know JD. He's a terrific hitter. He can work himself out of any kind of jam.
So bring up Andy Leader. That one's going to miss on the outside edge. A lot of swinging strikes for the Guelph Royals here tonight. In fact, just 6 called strikes so far, as that one is going to be a strike.
It's just that mindset of you want to attack these pitchers early on, and that was kind of the thing we saw against Trey Cruz. We're seeing it here against Howitt.
It's going to skip underneath the glove. Well, you go back to Cruz. 48 pitches, 28 of them going for strikes. 25 of those 28 was either a swinging strike or a foul ball. The 2-1. Leader drops a bunt. Fuji on the hop over to first in time to record the out. Fuji reading that one perfectly.
Yeah, took the words right out of my mouth there. Fuji, he saw the bunt, and he was a dead sprint in on the grass there. He got in so quickly, he was actually able to take it just off of a normal bounce. It didn't have to barehand or nothing. That was really good job there by the third baseman.
The reason why he had the gold glove last year. Just a great job there from the hot corner. As here comes Matthew Ward, who's 1 for 1. First pitch he sees, puts that one to dead center. And Ward is 2 for 2.
Yeah, I like that approach there from Ward. Hewitt has just kind of been dominating these hitters with fastballs since coming in. So what does he do? He says, I'm just going to swing first pitch, and he lines it right back where it came from.
Your left fielder.
And that'll bring up Ashton Patterson. As there is a little bit of movement in the Royals bullpen.
Yeah, Brandon Deans has gotten up, and he was throwing.
Doesn't look like as much in the Kitchener pen at this stage. Might be just some guys getting stretched out. But nobody really throwing at the moment. The 0-1 to Patterson. He's going to miss on the outside. That'll miss inside this time.
Good change of the eye level there by Hewitt, but Patterson wisely laying off.
Patterson will put that one foul. Good to see him get back into the swing of things. In that last plate appearance, the single, a hot shot to Malik his last time up as he'll flare that one into foul ground. And if anything, just trying to rack up this pitch count on Ben Hewitt, just trying to see what the big man offers. The one thing with Ashton Patterson, not a lot of hard contact from him. That hot shot to the first baseman, a rarity for Ashton on the season. And that one's going to get through the hole for a base hit. New month, new Patterson. He's 2 for 2.
Got to feel good, again, just to have kind of two solidified hits like that. And that one more cleaner than his first one. The first one, again, got a little bit of an assist from the hops here at Hastings. But that one, again, a solid shot right through that right side hole. Patterson, like you said, the calendar flips, trying to get back on top of things. He's been a very serviceable bat, really, all season long for the side of the Guelph Royals. And he's just trying to look to kind of give himself a shot at cementing some kind of spot here come crunch time.
And those back-to-back singles generating a mound visit here for the Kitchener Panthers. And again, we touched on the early deficit that they've had to deal with in recent games, as the second mound visit is going to be charged. And a rough outing for the Panthers 24 hours ago, where they gave up the 14 runs to London. And you go back to that 30-run to 8 defeat against Welland. 23 of those runs were scored in the first 4 innings. So relatively better at this stage, only giving up the 3 runs here so far, but they're at a point where Guelph is starting to smell some blood in the water. Kitchener's got to shut this down pretty quickly. Hewitt checks on the runner. Swing and a miss by Torres.
Yeah, the biggest thing here is you don't want this top of the order to start rolling. The bottom of the order has set the table. They've gotten on with 2 outs. Now, get back to these big bats, the big boomers.
The 1-1. That's right across Broadway for a strike. And it has been the bottom of the order that's been doing the damage all night here for the Royals. Top of the order is a combined 0 for 6. Chopper by Torres, fielded by Kiefer. He'll get the force out at second, and that'll do it. The Royals get a couple base runners, but can't get anybody across, but they lead this one 3-0 as we head to the 5th. Welcome back to Hastings Stadium in Guelph as we get set for the 5th inning. Kyle Thomas coming out of today's ball game. 58 pitches, 43 of them going for strikes. A great outing for Mr. Thomas on the evening. And here comes the hard-throwing Brandon Deans to take over on the mound.
Yeah, like you said, really good job out of Kyle Thomas. Again, he wasn't with the team for quite some time. Comes in, gives them 4 serviceable innings there. Gives them a lead as well. I mean, he pitched real strong, was keeping soft contact against this Panthers offense, who have been really good this year.
Yosuke Fuji, the leadoff man here for the Panthers, who have gotten base runners on in 3 of the first 4 innings of play. Just haven't been able to cash them in. So, it just goes to show they can get guys on. They just need to get them around. Here comes the 1-1, and that one gets away from Deans. I think that one
just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside. That might have landed in Kitchener. The 2-1 down the line. Torres over to first in time.
And how do you bounce back from having a ball slip out of your hand? Well, you get a ground out the very next batter.
Just have a short memory. That's all you need. A short memory. So here's Yasvani Penalve, who's 0 for 2.
He's an 11-game hit streak currently on the rides.
Yes, he does.
One of the longest active streaks currently.
Yeah, hitting .347 this season. Just been a very good, serviceable batter for the Kitchener Panthers as he puts that one right to Geraldo. Over to first in time. But Penalve not getting as much luck here. He's 0 for 3 tonight.
Second straight ground ball. He's pulled over to Miguel Geraldo. And the defense for the side of the Royals has really cleaned up here today.
Well, here comes Petey Kiefer with 2 away. 2 very quick outs for Brandon Deans. He's going to miss in for ball 1.
Crazy ball game happening over in Welland. Currently end of the 7th inning, still 4-4. Dustin Davidson just came in and got the side 1-2-3. Got a huge strikeout of Daike Abe.
Wow. There's a strike here on Kiefer. Yeah, the other game happening right now in Christie Pitts. That's bottom 2. Chatham Kent with a 3-0 lead on the Leafs. As that one's right to the glove of Anthony Gilbert. Another hot shot to the shortstop. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Brandon Deans, heading to the home half of the 5th. Still 3-0 Guelph. Welcome back to Hastings, home half of the 5th. Gilbert, Geraldo, and Mascai due up here for the Royals, who continue to lead this one 3-0. Again, the only 3 runs scored in this game came back in the 2nd. As it's, Zach, starting to turn maybe into a bit of a pitcher's duel here.
Yeah, since Hewitt has come into the game, I mean, he's really kind of changed the tides here for the Kitchener Panthers. You know, it kind of felt like Guelph was starting to figure out Cruz a little bit. They were getting better reads on him. Now you got Hewitt coming in, and it's just a completely different frame. A big righty from the right side. Heavy fastball. It gets a lot of extension down the mound. So that ball, I mean, he could be throwing it low 90s, but it could feel like it's coming in at you at about mid to high 90s.
This is Anthony Gilbert, who's 0 for 2. That one's down the line, foul, and Donnie Fell not having to put the
inch.
not having to do the acrobatics this time around.
Yeah, I got to run in with him at the parking lot coming into the stadium today, and he said, I would be great at dodgeball. That was the first thing he said to me. Not hi, not hello. It was I would be great at dodgeball.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Donnie Fell, great beard, good evasiveness, knows the 5 rules of dodgeball.
Hey, he's going number 1 in the draft.
That's
all I know.
First stop, Guelph. Next stop, the Ocho. That one off the mound. Kiefer to first. And that pulls Malik Williams off the bag, and that will put Gilbert on.
Yeah, really not sure if that'll be going down as an error or a hit, but I mean, it could be discussed as a hit just because Gilbert, he was hustling down the line there. He kind of forced the shortstop there to kind of make that play.
Well, I'm marking it down as a single, but we'll see what the official scorekeeper says about it.
Single.
Yes, indeed.
Hit streak extended.
Nice. Swing and a miss for Miguel Geraldo. Well, we know Gilbert had that extended hitting streak after his CBL debut, had it snapped. And what does he do? Well, let's just put a new streak together.
Why not?
5 straight games now with a hit. That was going to miss on the outside edge. And in fact, you just think about it. 26 games on the year. He's got hits in 24 of them now. Geraldo 0 for 2. There's a big hack. Trying to look for the backdoor play, and getting in safely is Gilbert. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As Gilbert takes his lead. Hewitt gets set. The 2-2 upstairs. The runner's going to go. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. A strike him out. No throw him out. That'll put a runner in scoring position with 1 away.
Good hustle down the line there for Anthony Gilbert. He swipes bag number 5 on the year.
And that's been interesting with the Guelph Royals. You know, not really known as a team that steals bags, but they're top 4 in the league in that category. 62 stolen bases on the year. Although they had runners caught 26 times trying to steal, which is a league high.
They currently only have 1 guy over double digits stolen bases, and that is Dos Santos, who, again, he wasn't in the starting lineup here today.
That one misses outside. Now Kitchener, second in the league coming into tonight with 76 stolen bases, and guess who's first? The Welland Jackfish, 121 stolen bases. The 1-1. That one is right to the glove of Zane Scansey. A lot of hard-hit baseballs here tonight. The infield has had to be sharp.
And Maskai, that's another hard hit right there. But we've seen on the other side, Anthony Gilbert at second base. He's had to make 2 of those plays.
So here comes Nate Ochoa, who is 1 for 2. That one's going to go right across for a strike. That one's going to skip over the glove. Into third easily is Gilbert on the wild pitch. It's a free 90.
Starting to see a couple of cracks here in the game of Ben Hewitt, and it's nothing major. It's just he got the 1 hit there, giving up to Gilbert, and a couple of the pass balls now with this breaking ball. If you're Hewitt, obviously the hitters are starting to see you a little bit more. They're getting the timing for your fastball, but I wouldn't shy away from it. He's really been dominating with that high heater.
The 1-1. That one's going to miss outside. As we've touched on, the Guelph Royals hitting .264 with runners in scoring position. Second last in the CBL. Just Toronto behind them at .241 with runners in scoring position. Two away, the payoff. Swing and a miss, he got him. Ben Hewitt brings the heat and strands the runner over at third. We're through 5 here at Hastings. Guelph, though, still with a 3-0 lead.
Everyone dreams of being great. Only a select few can be iconic. But only one is chosen. Introducing the Chosen One from Rawlings. The all-new one-piece composite iteration of the top-rated and established Icon BB Core bat.
To be the best, you've got to bring performance from every second. The game is getting faster every season. So Rawlings made a time machine to help you keep up. Introducing the all-new Velo ACP. It's light, it's balanced, so you can pick your pitch and drive the ball with maximum exit velocity. The game's gotten faster. Your bat has too.
Welcome back to Hastings. Malik Williams will lead things off here for the Kitchener Panthers against Brandon Deans. As Deans getting another inning of work here for the Guelph Royals. Kyle Thomas started this game. He went 4. Brandon Deans with a serviceable 1-2-3 inning his last time out. And Malik can't believe that one. That's a strike. Is it pain in the inside edge? And needed a moment there.
Yeah, it was an off-speed pitch that it looked like it might have broken down, but it caught the bottom corner.
Generating some chatter in front of us. The fans getting a little rambunctious on that last one. The 0-1 is going to slip out of the hands again.
That's the second time we've seen that happen here with a breaking ball from Deans. Obviously, nothing intentional behind that one. It was just more so he just hasn't been able to get control of the off-speed.
Shakes off Ward a couple of times. The 1-1. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, likes to go right back to the heater.
Malik Williams had Alumni Stadium in his sights on that one. The 1-2 is going to be fouled back.
Some crazy moments going on in the Welland London game right now. It's top of the 8th inning. Tucker Zadunik just got ejected.
Yes.
A play at the plate that he was arguing for catcher blocking the plate didn't go their way. That would have been the go-ahead run as well.
One skips into the dirt, 2-2. Might be game of the year.
I mean, these two teams are going at it right now. It's 4-4, top 8. Bases are loaded for London. This could be the turning factor of who finishes first.
I was going to miss put the count full here on Malik.
He skips it in there. Again, it's just the off-speed for Deans. He hasn't been able to find it yet.
Well, Welland's meaning business here now. They're putting in Davey Mendez. The 3-2. Malik flares that one into deep right center. That one is going to get to the wall. Malik circles around, and he's going to get in with a stand-up double to lead off this inning. And if you're Kitchener, you got to cash this in.
Yeah, Williams has been on base what feels like every single time here in this ball game. It's another hard hit by him, his second of the ball game, and you know he's been stranded out there 3 times so far. Now, if you're the rest of this lineup, you got to find a way to get a run across. Again, it's still very a very close game. It's only 3-0.
Here's Trent Lawson. He's 1 for 2 with a single. He'll put that one into right field. That's going to drop. Here comes Williams. He's getting the wave. Throw at the plate, and he is out. A dart from Andy Leader as Malik Williams is tagged out at home.
That right there is just perfect of a relay from Leader Misky, but also credit a lot to Matthew Ward. He was just standing beside the plate. He was acting as if that throw wasn't coming in at all. That is telling Malik, who's turning the corner at third, that the play is not coming to the plate. You're going to score with ease. Last second, Ward breaks to the plate, catches the ball in stride, taps the hand down. That is picture perfect by the catcher.
First out of the inning, as here's Rafi Gross. Kitchener still without a run. That one right into the glove of Torres. Over for one and not going to get the second. As Rafi's going to reach on a fielder's choice. That's a good play there by Torres.
Yeah, very good play, but there's a little bit of a bobble in the transfer for Torres. That doesn't happen. That's a textbook tailor-made double play.
And here comes the speedy Matteo Zeppieri, still looking for his first base hit of the night. He's 0 for 2. A pop out and a ground out. The runner's going to go. The hesitation, the double pump from Ward, I think, is what causes that one to be too late as Rafi gets into scoring position.
Yeah, double clutched the throw there. Might have just not had a clean grip when he initially grabbed it.
The 1-0, swing and a miss. Deans with a couple of eyes on Gross. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2.
I like the plan that Deans is using here. He's just kind of started attacking with the fastball. He tried to pick a couple corners earlier in the inning with the off speed, just couldn't find a grip for it. Now, the last couple of batters, he's just been going and attacking with this fastball.
Looking for the payoff. The 1-2 popped up. Gilbert tracking at shallow left center, and he will make the catch. A big throw out from Andy Leader to the plate. The Panthers still without a run. It's 3-0 Guelph, heading to the home half of the 6th here at Hastings. welcome back to Hastings Stadium in Guelph. Mark Perry, Zach Benoit here with you. Guelph with a 3-0 lead as Kitchener will turn to Ernesto Punales on the hill here, their third pitcher of the ball game, as that'll close the book on Ben Hewitt for the night. It'll be J.D. Williams, Andy Leader, and Matthew Ward due up here for the Royals, as that's going to be popped up and put out of play.
And you got to feel for JD here. He's had to face a different pitcher every single at-bat here today.
No consistency.
Yeah, it's just something different every single time. We saw him. He has a new piece of lumber up there with him.
I was going to drop in for a strike. By the way, out-of-town scoreboard looks pretty interesting right now.
Wild game in Welland.
Two-hopper to Kiefer. Over to first in time.
Yeah, over in Welland, the Jackfish were in a bases loaded, nobody out in the top of the eighth. Davey Mendez came on to pitch, got the first out, and then it was Jordan Lewis coming up, and he smacks a single in our left field, cashes two. 6-4 lead over there in Welland.
And it should be no surprise. I mean, Jordan Lewis has been doing some yeoman's work for the London Majors since being acquired, as Later's going to send one a mile high. Zeppieri coming in from center, and he'll make the catch. You know, Lewis, a triple and a single last night in that big win over the Kitchener Panthers. So Kitchener's very familiar with what Mr. Lewis could do, and now apparently so as well.
The Chatham-Toronto game, the Barnstorm was up 3-2 in that one at the bottom of the third down there at Christie Pitts. Mr. West is on the call down there.
Best lettuce in the CBL.
I will most definitely be getting a message from him at some point tonight, probably.
That one's going to be set foul. He never sends me any messages anymore.
Well, again, I'm also on a men's league team with him, too, so
True.
That will probably play in a factor.
Yeah, I've been mostly getting messages about fantasy sports. Of course, fantasy hockey is right around the corner. People wondering about draft positions, as that one is going to be hopped on by Fuji. Can't handle it cleanly, and in to first base goes Matthew Ward.
It's a tough play, but that should go down there as an error on Fuji. Just kind of plays it off to the glove hand side, tries to go for the pick instead of the shuffle, and it goes in and out of the glove there. Allows Ward to reach.
Third time reaching for Ward here tonight. A pair of singles beforehand. As this has been an interesting theme here for the Guelph Royals. Usually it's been the top of their lineup that has been doing a lot of damage. Of course, Gilbert does have a single on his ledger here tonight, but it's been the bottom of the order that's been really doing a lot here for the Royals tonight. Namely Ashton Patterson, who's 2 for 2, and he's up here. That'll go across for a strike. Catches him high and just catches the top of the zone there. That's going to paint the bottom of the zone. There's the eye level change. Up high for 1, down low for 2. And both of them going across. Penales into his 10th game of the season. Pitched in that loss on Sunday against Welland. Went 2 innings in that one. Chopper to Scansey. Gets it on the 2-hop. Over to first in time, and that will do it. Matthew Ward reaches, but that's it. We're through 6 here at Hastings Stadium in Guelph. The Royals with a 3-0 lead. Welcome back to Hastings Stadium in Guelph. 7th inning of work here for Brandon Deans, as the Kitchener Panthers still looking for their first run of the ball game, trailing 3-0 here in Guelph, as that one's taken inside by Junior. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Brandon Deans, productive here so far. Shakes off Ward once. That one's going to miss downstairs. Didn't miss by much, though. The bottom of the order here for the Kitchener Panthers, Scansey and Fuji due up in behind Ibarra. The 2-1. Ibarra skies one high. It's going to stay in the infield. Gilbert tracking it, and he'll make the catch. Gilbert with a lot of work here on defense tonight.
Well, they always talk about a shortstop quarterbacking the defense. That's exactly what Gilbert is doing here. He's made tons of plays, and right there, he takes command on the pop fly in the infield.
I mean, you counted up a couple of pops, a couple of liners as well. He's been doing it all. Here's Zane Scansey, his last time up. So line that one out of play. Lined one straight to Anthony Gilbert. That one in on the hands, and Scansey will swing through that one and get a piece of it. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Brandon Deans bringing the heat there, and there's 2 away.
How about the job out of Brandon Deans here? He's only allowed 2 base runners. One of them was the hard hit double by Malik Williams. The other one was Trent Lawson. Other than that, he has sat down everyone.
And just productive. 30 pitches in. He's retired 5. Or rather 8. That one's going to miss. Getting a lot of swing and miss. The 1-0, there's another swing and miss. Yosuke Fuji 0 for 2.
Yeah, he's just started attacking with that fastball, and I think that's kind of made it difficult for these Kitchener Panther hitters to just catch up to. He's revving it back. It looks like he's getting a little bit of extra behind it every single batter here.
Ratchets it in behind for that one. That one just above the knees for a strike. Fans getting loud, looking for the payoff. The 1-2, swing and a miss, he got him. That's another 1-2-3 inning for Brandon Deans. And we are heading to stretch time here at Hastings. The Royals with a 3-0 lead. Welcome back to Hastings, 3-0 Guelph, and it is the top of the order due up here for the Guelph Royals. It'll be Torres, Gilbert, and Geraldo to take on Ernesto Punales, as that's going to catch the inside of the plate for strike one. Torres 0 for 3. Couple of grounders and a strikeout for the big Venezuelan. That one's going to skip in and out of the glove. The 2-1. That one is going to get through the hole. Base hit here for Franklin.
That's got to feel good there for Franklin Torres. Again, he's had a couple of those swings so far in this ball game. Just he hasn't gotten the results that time around. Finally able to get one through.
That'll bring up Anthony Gilbert. There's a swing and a miss for strike one. Gilbert hit a single back in the 5th. Stole a base, advanced to third on a wild pitch, just couldn't come home. Again, 3-0 score line, the only scoring happening all the way back in the 2nd. And Torres dancing around over at first, and the fans are calling for a balk, but it doesn't seem like they're going to get it.
That was a balk right there.
Yes, indeed.
So it just looked like Punales, he was initially set, and then he took an extra step to get set.
And quite frankly, I don't know why you do that if you're Punales, in the sense that you already know that he's going to throw over to first just to try to catch Torres. But you still balk anyway. There's a swing and a miss for strike two.
He's gone back-to-back breaking balls here against Gilbert, and again, staying away from the power of Anthony Gilbert. But yeah, it's just one of those things, too, where his hands were set, and he was already set before the pitch, and he came to a full set.
The 0-2 swing and a miss. Like, you knew he was going to go over at that point. And if you're Punales, you're already dead set that you're going to go over there anyway. You got to be more composed. So 1 out here for Miguel Geraldo, who's 0 for 3. And that one's going to skip away from Ibarra, and that's a free 90 for Franklin. The 1-0. That one's sent out of play. Long flyer will send about a dozen kids to chase after that one.
The infield will be drawn in here, again, trying to cut down that run. It's a 3-run deficit. Scoring has already been a difficult challenge so far tonight for the Kitchener Panthers. They want to try to cut this down as much as possible.
Punales gets set. And that's going to clunk Geraldo, and it catches him right in the wrist. They're going to throw over to first, but that's a hit-by-pitch all day, and Geraldo is hurt.
Yeah, the only thing they're questioning is that did that hit the handle of the bat or did that hit the hands of Miguel Geraldo? He didn't go around. They signaled that he didn't go around. It was more so of if that hit the knob of the bat as well as his hands. And if it hit the knob of the bat, then they recorded the out.
Yep. So the umpires are going to get together here and have the conversation. We'll see what the decision is.
And just the bigger thing here is Miguel Geraldo okay? So they're going to call it a strike at the plate that he did actually go around on the swing.
All right, then.
So now we just have to take a second here.
Yeah, because now Geraldo's got to get back into the batter's box here.
So it looks like Kitchener wants an explanation on the play here as well. But
Yeah, Pete Kiefer going over to the home plate umpire. David Phillips. Again, Phillips is the home plate umpire. Jeff Rose is over at third. He's the crew chief. And you can see Pete Kiefer just having that conversation here with home plate umpire Phillips. All the while, looks like Miguel Geraldo's okay.
yeah, and that's just a big play in this ball game as well because, one, it's not only are you possibly getting an out if you're the Kitchener Panthers, you're getting the second out of the inning. The infield can play back. They cannot worry about everybody playing in. But it looks like he forgot what he wanted, and they're going to back up here, and we're just going to do it all over again. Geraldo, like you mentioned, he does look like he's okay.
Infield back into the grass. And it's a 1-2 count here on Miguel. Canales, the delivery, and that's down the line. Foul, just getting out of the way there was Franklin Torres down the line. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Geraldo strikes out. As that was high and in, and Geraldo goes for a chase.
Your first baseman, number 18.
You don't see that a lot from Geraldo. He doesn't usually chase baseballs that high and in, but looked like he wanted to get a piece of it, and he strikes out.
What an answer back here from Canales. You know, you get Torres who reaches via the walk, you balk, he advances up to second. How do you answer back? Back-to-back strikeouts.
And here is Victor Mascai. And Mascai sends that one into the sky. Gross will make the catch out in deep right field. We're through 7 here at Hastings. Guelph still up by 3. Welcome back to Hastings Stadium in Guelph as we head into the 8th.
67 goes Danny Penalty.
So we have a score change happening. It was the Matthew Ward where he reached via an error. It's actually being changed to a single now.
So now he is 3 for 3 as Ward. It's a great night for the catcher.
So interesting kind of development in Welland right now. Dusty Davidson is pitching the 9th. They're not going to Skylar Janice.
Wow.
They're keeping Dusty Davidson out there.
Well, and that arm angle is just ferocious.
Be his 3rd inning of work. I believe he's also in line here for the win. I mean, this has just been a fun one just to kind of have on here in the booth while we're watching this ball game here.
Yeah, still a 3-0 lead. As Glaven Pineda, although wearing number 50 here tonight. Elsewhere, Chatham Kent with a 4-2 lead on Toronto at Christie Pitts. 1-1. That one's launched all the way back. And right on the warning track is Andy Leader. As he takes a towering hit there away from Isvani Penalve.
Penalve, that might put the dagger in the hit streak. He gave it a chance. That was a booming shot to right field.
Shortstop number 17.
Well, if that's at Couch, that one's over the fence. But not here.
Well, I just mentioned London had Davidson in, but they're going to Janice now.
Of course they are. Closer of the year in the IBL last season. That's a chopper on the infield. Geraldo on the 2-hopper. Throw to first in time, and that'll retire Kiefer.
Nice to see Miguel Geraldo out there making that play after getting hit on the hands. You know, it's always a question is how a player is going to feel. The hand and the foot is always the scary ones when you get hit or hit yourself with a foul tip because there's all the little bones in those parts of your body. But good to see Geraldo out there making a play and a strong throw over to first.
Well, this could be a statement here. It's Malik Williams. A single and a double. He also reached on an error back in the first. His 4th plate appearance of the night. You can get Malik here.
He has been crushing the ball all over Hastings Stadium.
Pineda gets set. That's going to drop in there for a strike. Just catches the bottom corner. Oh, this is the most dangerous part of the lineup for the Kitchener Panthers tonight. So it's not going to be easy for Pineda, as that one's going to be sent foul. Lawson in behind him on deck is 2 for 3. So these are 2 big outs. The Royals continue to hold on to this 3-0 lead. The 0-2 incoming. That one's down the line. That's a fair ball. All the way to the wall. Malik circling around first. The throw into second, not in time as Malik gets in there safely. A couple of doubles for Williams here tonight. Remember, he was thrown out at home his last time up. Curious to see what the approach will be here if Lawson can get bat to baseball.
That's just a good piece of hitting there by Malik Williams. Shortens up his swing and just punches a line shot through the right side and right past of Victor Mascai at first. Again, he's leading the league for a reason in average. He has been terrific.
Well, as mentioned, this will bring up Trent Lawson, who's 2 for 3. Malik won't be a stolen base threat by any means. But we'll see what the Panthers are able to do. They got to get something going. Lawson will take up for ball one. Lawson hitting the single back in the 6th. Was retired on a attempted double play. That was going to miss on the outside.
Well, Glaven Pineda, he has been sensational since being acquired by the Guelph Royals. I mean, currently he's been the best reliever in the league. Active scoreless streak of 7 games, just terrific stuff.
Time's going to be called here by Lawson. And now Pete Kiefer's going to have a conversation quickly here for the home plate umpire.
It looks like Williams is kind of limping a little bit.
Yeah, here comes a pinch runner. That is going to be Jamie Cabral coming in. So I like that. You see a little bit of a limp from Malik, but I think this is more just. I think this is just more situational baseball here by Pete Kiefer to get some speed on the base path. Again, the Panthers need to get a runner across. They need 3 to get across to tie this game.
Yeah, it looks like Williams will be okay. It might just, like you said, be a precautionary move, try to get more speed.
One's fouled back. Welcome back to Hastings Stadium in Guelph. Apologies for the technical difficulties. Internet is such a pain in the butt. But
only thing missed was the Luca Boscarino pinch hitting for Nate Ochoa. He went down swinging on strikes, and now another pinch hitter into the ball game for J.D. Williams. It's Ryan Dos Santos.
That's going to go across for a strike as it is Jake Liberta into the ball game here for the Kitchener Panthers.
Liberta got Boscarino chasing on a high fastball.
As he came in for Nate Ochoa. The 1-1. There's a big hack from DeSantos. And time's going to be called. He took a couple of tips from him during BP, right? There's a swing and a miss for strike 3.
He helped me out on a couple of my swings there during the BP.
Your right fielder, number
Well, here comes Andy Leader.
Andy Leader.
So 2 straight Ks for Jake Liberta. He's been doing that all season. And that one's going to get by the glove of Scancy. And that'll be a base hit for Leader.
Andy Leader has been putting up some good at-bats here tonight. He swung the bat hard 3 times, finally able to get his first hit of the ball game. He reached in his first at-bat on a walk and then later scored.
So here is Matthew Ward, 3 for 3, 3 singles. And he's got a 4th. Back-to-back singles here for the Royals. And they're starting to cook here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, how about the game out of Matthew Ward? 4 for 4. He also has an RBI. He drew that the second run of the game, and just really good job there from the backstop.
Your left fielder, number 1, Ashton Patterson.
And speaking of a good game, here's Ashton Patterson. He'll take for strike one. Should note, Jackson Cook is now playing over at first base. That'll go across for a strike.
Pumping in the zone here against these left-handed batters.
I think early on in the counts, they're getting some hard contact. The 0-2 is going to be flared out of play. Yeah, despite Jamie Cabral coming in to pinch run for Malik Williams, looks like Jamie will not take over on the defensive end of things. Checking the runner over at second. And the runner's going to go. Both runners will go. But Patterson will send that one out of play, and both Leader and Ward will have to go back.
I see a tall lefty looming at that left field wall, and that's only man I can think of. Kevin Escorcia patiently waiting to get into this ball game here. He's going to come in for hopefully a save opportunity. If not, just an opportunity to get some innings in.
Runners on first and second. Here comes the 0-2 from Liberta. Swing and a miss from Ashton Patterson. Liberta gets out of it, gives up a pair of singles, but strikes out the side otherwise. We're through 8 here at Hastings. And the Royals still clinging on to this 3-0 lead. Kevin Escorcia coming in to close this one out. Welcome back to Hastings Stadium in Guelph. Heading into the top of the 9th. We're going to take a quick look ahead for the Guelph Royals, their upcoming games. They have a holiday Monday matchup in Hamilton, 4 o'clock first pitch at Burning Arbor Stadium. Next home game will be on Wednesday here against Brantford, as that'll be the makeup game for a rainout. These two teams, meantime, will meet up at Jack Couch Park in Kitchener on Thursday nights. Kevin Escorcia coming into the ballgame here for the Guelph Royals. He looks to close it out here against the Kitchener Panthers. Again, 3-0 scoreline. All 3 runs coming all the way back in the second inning. Feels like an eternity ago, as both teams have just been keeping the opposite off of the board all night.
Pineda up to 5 saves on the season, looking for save number 6 this year.
Gross, Zeppieri, and Ibarra due up here for the Kitchener Panthers.
Well, we just witnessed Glaven Pineda extend his active scoreless streak to 8 straight games. Guess who's number 2 in that? Mr. Escorcia.
It's got to be the glove. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. bringing some heat there is Escorcia. Gross tonight reached on a fielder's choice, but otherwise retired his other 2 times. The 1-2. That one, hard hit to Geraldo. Gets it on the roll over to first in time. And that's 1 out here in the 9th. But not for a lack of trying from this Kitchener Panthers team. I mean, they have been getting base runners all night, but they have stranded, count them up, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 runners here this evening. Malik Williams, of note, thrown out at home at in the 6th, stranded the other 3 times he's been up at the plate where he's reached.
So I was just doing some counting here. Between Pineda and Escorcia, they've combined for 16 straight scoreless innings.
That's fantastic. I mean, you add that into the depth of this bullpen for the Guelph Royals.
The last run that was given up by Pineda was July 2nd against the Barrie Baycats. He's gone a calendar month, basically, not giving up a run.
That one's going to be sent back by Zeppieri, who's 0 for 3.
Escorcia, on the other hand, the last time he gave up a run was against Welland. Gave up 1 earned in that game. 3 runs came across, but 1 earned. July 7th.
Almost a calendar month there, too. Missing on the outside.
This just kind of goes to show how dominant this back end of the bullpen has been for the Guelph Royals. And I know, Assistant General Manager Ryan Eakin, General Manager Dino Ramel, I mean, they are so proud of the bullpen that they have right now. It has been stellar.
He thought he had that one, and so did the fans. Escorcia's got to shake that one off, though. Looked like he caught a bit of the plate on the outside, but David Phillips says you got to try again. Full count here on Zeppieri. Pops that one back, and it'll go out of play.
We had DeRoot interrupt us momentarily there. It was pretty cool.
Nothing like a
all here
little
for
bit
it.
of sandstorm.
I was here for it.
Escorcia will try again on the full count. The fans in full throat. The 3-2. Upstairs, ball 4. Zeppieri will get on base. Escorcia trying to get him to chase upstairs, but Zeppieri holds on, and I would not be surprised if you see him try to pick second in the first couple of pitches here. Zeppieri has just been a walking fiend all season long. Make that 27 walks on the year. That one's going to paint the inside for a strike. Actually ties Ryan DeSantos for the league lead. Foul back, although Daike Abe of Welland also had 26 coming into tonight. I don't know if he walked in that Welland-London game, but 1, 2, 3 coming in. DeSantos, Zeppieri, Abe.
I always kind of, say it. DeSantos has one of the best eyes in the league, knows his strike zone no matter what.
The 0-2, the runner's going to go. That one is going to be sent into right field. Zeppieri was off on the pitch, and he's going to get over to third. And just like that, the Panthers have put the tying run up to bat. And I should note, Abe did not walk tonight, so he stays at 26. So the league lead remains DeSantos and Zeppieri tied with 27.
You knew you're a Ibarra right there, just a textbook hit and run. Tremendous job there. Understanding the situation.
That's going to go across. That is a ball right down Broadway.
Scansey 0 for 3, struck out twice, lined out to short as well. Scorsia here looking to try to get a big strikeout.
Ibarra thought about going. That's going to get away from Ward, and it actually hits Zane Scansey, and that'll load the bases.
Well, tying run stands at first base now, so if you're a Scorsia, you're just looking to attack this bottom of the order.
Just the one out, and Ward is going to come up and have a conversation. So you got some speed at third in Zeppieri. Ibarra was dancing around at first before that pitch was delivered into Scansey. So just trying to keep active on the base path and try to take the eyes of the pitcher away from the batter.
Third baseman number 5, Yosuke Fuji.
So here comes Yosuke Fuji. The go-ahead run at the plate. But Fuji has had himself not the greatest of nights. Retired 3 times, 3 different ways. Zeppieri dancing down the third base line as Fuji will foul that one off. A fly out in the third, a ground out in the 5th, and he struck out in the 7th. Scorsia in some trouble here, just one away. Fuji will swing through that one and miss.
Well, if anything, this has given Penalve an opportunity possibly to extend the hit streak. Again, it's the longest active currently in the CBL.
The 0-2, swing and a miss, throw into third, and not in time. Zeppieri gets back in, and there's 2 away.
That's a good job down there at third by Franklin Torres to kind of play defense and just not allow that ball to bounce away. Could have been a possible run coming in to score there, but good job there. Also, it's a huge strikeout by Kevin Escorcia, and now this is the battle right here.
Top of the order, Penalve 0 for 4. A lengthy hitting streak on the line with the bases loaded for the Kitchener Panthers.
Well, last time up, he blasted one into right field, but it was caught the warning track. This time here, you're going to want to try to stay away from that barrel.
Lefty on lefty. He went around, folks. Strike 1. Couple of flyouts, a couple of ground outs to Miguel Geraldo for Penalve tonight. Penalve will waste that one away, and Panthers down to their final strike.
This would be huge here for Escorcia. The command kind of got away from him through the middle stages of the inning, but he locked back in against Fuji, doing a really good job getting him swinging. Now you have Penalve, who's a really good contact hitter.
Fans stomping their feet. The 0-2 inbound. In for strike 3. He got it on the outside corner. And the Royals shut out the Panthers 3-0. Kevin Escorcia running into some trouble. He loads the bases, but he gets out of the jam.
7th straight game for Kevin Escorcia. Getting through another scoreless inning. He picks up save number 6 on the season. This back end of the bullpen, man, oh man, they're getting scary at the right time.
The Guelph Royals improve their record to 20-14 on the season. They are the 4th team to cross into 20 on the year as they try to move closer up the standings. And they do the job here on a Saturday night. All 3 runs scored in the second inning alone, including a solo blast from Victor Mascai. 3 runs, all they needed here on a Saturday night. Trey Cruz will record the loss for the Kitchener Panthers. And the Guelph Royals, I believe it'll be Brandon Deans that will be tagged with the win on this one here tonight. Again, the Guelph Royals play in Hamilton on Monday before coming back here on Wednesday against the Brantford Red Sox. That's the next time we will see you here at Hastings Stadium. Until then, he's Zach Benoit. My name is Mark Perry saying so long from Hastings Stadium in Guelph. Good night.